Hello everybody and welcome back to Koi with Paul. This is the second video in the new series on my new koi pond, and we're going to talk a bit more about the rebar what's in the base, the blockwork what's coming up, and the structure of the filters that are back there. Okay, so this is how the pond's looking now, with 5 blocks up, 6 at the front here just where the window's going. So I'll step inside and I'll show you around. Alright, so one quick thing. You can see we have had the concrete base done. That didn't go all without its problems. So they were supposed to turn up Thursday afternoon, which was when I first uploaded my first video on this series. They were supposed to get here about 1 o'clock, phoned me up sort of 11:30, 12 o'clock and said they were stuck on another job and that the lads couldn't get here. I had a strange suspicion that it wasn't all the truth, but they turned up Monday anyway. The builder was obviously put off. He was supposed to start work blocking it Friday. He was here Thursday afternoon to lay the pad, so obviously that put us behind more cost to us as well. So Monday came, I was back at work. I'm an electrician, I work for my dad's company, so the concrete was booked for 2 o'clock. I was working in the same village doing different cores at houses. I drove past around quarter to 2 and the concrete truck was outside just laying the hoses. So did the one core down the road and I popped past at lunchtime to check how things were going. I was here for the start of the pour, which I will include in the video. I've got a little video of that going in. It went brilliant. Concrete came in lovely and smooth, all got tamped down lovely by the builders. I went back, had a chat with the concrete pump guy, the guy mixing the concrete, lovely guys, showed them the ponds. One had koi ponds previously, the pump guy, so yeah, I was chatting for him for a bit. I went back to work. I obviously had the afternoon to work. Came back home at 5 o'clock. My drive was no longer black tarmac, it was grey concrete. The whole drive was concrete. I've just had the garage door painted and that was white, no longer. That was concrete. The house was white, but it was then grey with concrete. The front door was concrete and my new car, what I got last year, was covered in concrete. So, long story short, he did not have a nice email. He came back on Friday, it's now Sunday, he came back on Friday, had to clean up, and it's disgusting. I would not recommend the company I used. The concrete company, yes, they are very professional, but the concrete pumping company, no, I cannot recommend them. The job they did was brilliant. They pumped it in, it was lovely, there was no mess. He cleaned out his hoses, there was no mess. What he proceeded to do was reverse onto the drive, get his pressure washer out and hose his truck down all over my drive. So that's not acceptable. So if you do have a concrete pump, just make sure they don't get anything anywhere else and they keep the place clean. All right, let's get on with it. You can see we've got a solid concrete base in. The rebar what we put in here is 2 layers of A252 mesh. We've got concrete spacers below the first layer, 200mm high chair spacers, and then the second layer of rebar on top. The bottom drain sat under there, and what we did, we used a 600mm by 600mm concrete paving slab to sit the bottom drain on underneath the first layer of mesh. So all the pipe work, the 4-inch bottom drain and pipe and the 1.5-inch, I believe it is, for the air line, is sat in between 2 layers of A252 mesh. So we then had the concrete poured in. I've got a couple of little clips of that as well, so I'll pop that in a second. And that's the concrete going in, so we'll talk about the blocks. Okay, so we're at 5 layers of blocks now. They're hollow 250mm blocks. So what we do is we use 12mm vertical rebar tied together, as you can see, because obviously you can't put a 3 metre length down and then drop the blocks over top. That's just ridiculous. We then use a 10mm horizontal bar, as you can see. Over here it's a little bit easier to see. There's my dog Alfie. Oh boy. So you can see here where we tie them together. It's very strong. That gap there is where the window's going to be. So it'll be sort of around, somewhere around here. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop out the pond onto the back here, and I'll show you what I've dug out and where we're going to do the biofilters and the drum filter. Right, I've had a few questions about the way I've done the sump. So as you can see, big pot down there is lower than the base of a pond, so that can drain all the water out. The water table is around here naturally, so we are very low down in the water table. I'll just turn it on quickly and I'll just show you what I do. So you can see I put the pump on, and that's how I drain it. I've got sewer down the other side, so it's just temporarily being pumped down there. Right, so I've got my drum filter out here, just for a side. Oh, Alfie's come to investigate as well. So this is where this thing will be going. We've got a 4-inch pipe coming up here. We're going to bend this that way, up there a little bit more, so we can push the drum filter a little bit further back that way to give ourselves a little bit more room here. What I've done is I've dug out along here to here, as you can see. That's going to get blocked on. You can see we've got some tie bars in the side here. So we got the concrete pad going in for this coming week, and then that will be blocked onto the side here for a bio chamber. We're going to have the first section to about here, which will be aerated K1. There'll be a second chamber here with aerated Japanese matting, a small third chamber here for things like oyster shells and things for pH buffer, and then a separate last chamber for if we need any more pumps for anything extra in, say, a year, 2 years. You'll always want to future-proof your pond. Right, so what we're going to do here is put a T-valve here to drain into the waste, which I have my pipe there. I've not yet cut into it, as I explained in my last video. Once the drum filter pad is done, that's after this concrete pad. We need to get this concrete pad done, then we can work on getting the right height around here for the drum filter to work gravity fed. On the top of this, hopefully I'm going to build a frame out of metal, maybe uni-strut, which is going to support hopefully a backy shower and a backy river. Not sure where I'm going to put the shower, if it's going to go into a pond or if it's going to flow into this bio chamber here and then return through the side wall via gravity, and keep the aesthetics of a pond a lot nicer without a shower on. But as you can see there, that's the gap for the window coming. We have put extra rebar in just there and just there, as you can see, so the corner pillars are fully supported. Right, so I'm back in the bio area. Here is where we're going to drill through. Concrete block is, the pad is coming up to here, so that's going to be the base level of the bio chamber. So it will be up to, it'll be around here. It'll be about 1.2 metres hopefully, so we should get a fairly decent volume of K1 and jack mat in it. We're going to drill a couple of return pipes through here. Obviously do not go through the centre of the block, go through the middle there. Not at the joint either, because there are rebar horizontally in there, remember. There's no vertical in here, we've kept those out so we can drill either side of there. master at work. Right, so I've laid a few blocks down on the ground here behind my bio to show you a rough layout of what we're probably going to do. I can't go fully that way, it's about 860 mil, I need 900 mil, so we'll come this way a little bit and out there. I can do a pump chamber there and a little reactor chamber there, just for anything, as I said earlier, like the muscle cells, anything like that for pH, or if we want to put a skimmer or a trickle town or anything fall into that. Right, so we've got a fairly big area here, which will have the K1 and Jack Mat. Not sure which way I'll do it yet, but that's really irrelevant because the water will pour into that via the Aki River, which I'm going to build over the top here. Okay. Right, so I've done a little bit more on my skimmer. I'm going to get it finished off today. I did have a little tiny leak right in the bottom corner down here. It was damp. It wasn't dripping, but it was just running down a tiny bit. So I just heated it back up again, pushed it in there with a roller, and that sorted it out. Right, so back on the main pond. Thank you for the comments on my fish. I will do a video on this pond, but if I'm honest, I want to get this garden looking nicer than it is. And there's a little bit of work on it, just to get it looking good, and then we'll do a video. And I'll show you some of the fish in it as well. We'll get a bowl out and measure them up. I've never measured them really myself before, so it'd be nice for me to measure them as well. And so look forward to that video in the future. Alright, so I've had a few questions about how you get rid of the soil. As you can see, my garden dropped down at least a foot or two around this cabin here. So I put about probably 15 tons down here. We had 10 tons picked up from a friend of ours. So yeah, if you can't get rid of it easily, that can be very expensive to get rid of. Right, so I think that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to keep up with me, hit the subscribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers for my first video and the comments. It is brilliant to see some people watch my videos and just, yeah, be there with me. Thank you. See you on the next one.